Talk about a snooze fest for this episode 3 of Loki. Oh my God, I was so bored. Just talkie. And it's two Lokis that love to hear themselves self-talk, so it was just a bunch of talkie. I don't understand the trying to give Loki a love interest, because that's what I got. Like, I in the middle of it, I was like, are they flirting with each other? I mean, at least Loki was. Like, is Loki interested in her? And they started getting really personal. And then towards the end, they started working with each other to try to get off because Loki broke the teleporter or whatever. So they needed to get out of this planet, but they didn't. Or they couldn't anyways. At the end of the episode, the ship gets destroyed. But talk about just a useless episode. I mean, I'm a fan of Loki and I like seeing him on screen, but as far as storytelling, I mean, I guess there was a little bit. We found out maybe that, or we did find out that Loki is figuring out some things about the people back at the TVA, that he understood that they were basically worked at the TVA their whole life, but it seems to be that they're variants also from a different timeline. So that was interesting. It was interesting. The first part was not interesting. The only other part that was interesting about this third episode was all of a sudden Loki has these powers that could have been super useful in Endgame, in Thor Ragnarok, in Thor 1, Thor 2. I mean, when did he have the power to stop a building from crushing him and basically turn back time, Doctor Strange status? I mean, come on. I get it. We're all Marvel fans, but this is going too far. You're not defining his powers. And when I criticized episode 1, I got, oh, stop watching. Oh, it's undefined powers, blah, blah, blah. All these excuses for lazy writing. And this is neither creative or new. It's basically just throwing a bunch of stuff and saying, hey, look, we are going to wow the crowd with world building. Because this is all this was. We got introduced to a new world. And honestly, it feels like Sakaar. I was waiting for the Grand Master to show up because it looks like it's an offshoot of Sakaar, and maybe Sakaar is gonna be this little hidden gem that will pay this off. But I don't understand the similarities. I don't understand all of this stuff that they're trying to show us. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Wait, man, it's only episode 3. They have 3 episodes left." But I've already been in this rodeo. That's what everyone told me after every episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oh man, they haven't told the story. They haven't done it. Oh, wait till they finish it. Wait till the next episode. They might say it, but they didn't. So I've already been in this rodeo where it seems we're going down that same path. And honestly, stepping away from Loki for a little bit, this is not good. For the first time, I'm like, if this continues, I might have to like unsubscribe to Disney Plus. The only reason I got Disney Plus was to watch these series. And with Wanda, I was blown away with WandaVision. I mean, I was like, yes, this is definitely worth, the money that I'm spending. And I get it. It's not expensive, whatever. And then, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I was like, all right, it wasn't like everything I expected, but, it's still not it didn't make me want to just cancel my subscription. Then I saw this episode of Loki, and 1 out of 3 episodes were okay. I thought episode 2 was way better than episode 1, and this one here was just horrible, bad, boring. I almost fell asleep, and I've watched this episode 3 times to make sure that it wasn't just me in my first watching missing things or being interrupted, even though I wasn't. So it's been 3 times, and I exactly at the same time, when they get thrown off the boat, I'm almost dozing off, and that's not good for a show. So this episode was way too filler. There's powers now that Loki's never had. And maybe they're gonna pay it off in an upcoming episode where they're gonna put this all together. But it's unimaginative. It's very Marvel of them to just say, hey, look, let's focus on the world building. But I've seen this world before. It's Sakaar just with a purple hue. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What did you think about this episode? Did you enjoy it? Did you see it in a different light than I did? Or do you agree with me that this was kind of, boring, if we're honest? So, and for a show that I think everyone, including myself, was super hyped up for, it's kind of disappointing. I'm not going to lie. It's super disappointing. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And like always, that's a wrap.